Hello everybody, Lake Station Community Advocate and Educator back again with the other portion of this here school board review. So we left off with the reduction in bus services 3 days a week. Now when you go read their school bus or their school board meeting minutes, which are all on their website, which I have all downloaded, when you start reading, they've been using this threat or this fear-mongering tactic for quite a few years now about, but we're going to have to get rid of school buses so they get the referendum passed. Now, sorry, but they did it back in 2012, 2013, back in 2017, and here they are again doing it again. So, and I've already proved. But this says that the reason that they're doing what they're doing is because they need to increase teacher pay and provide Chromebooks to all the students in the district, supporting transportation cost. And let me go there with you. So just bear with me. For teachers' pay, there's all kinds of things like this. And if you look closely, I don't see a lot of teachers they really hired. I mean, they got a couple instructional here. Nothing major, but these guys getting paid $30, $35 an hour, and they're getting quite a bit of cash funding. And about bus transportation, well, if the city is expending the buses and we're paying for it ultimately anyway already, oh, that's right, our leadership, you can't tell me that they're not cohorting together and just creating a beautiful smokescreen on this. However, there are some beautiful things such as this for teachers and to retain them and to bring them in and other things. Same thing with this right here. And if you want to know the actual teacher ratio they have there, that's kind of the teacher ratio, but they're well under the teacher ratio. So while teachers complain, well, there's just too many students, wrong. You don't even have enough yet. And for extracurricular accounts, feel free to read this one. But this is what the school actually said. They've not been able to figure out what's happened to the money, but they know what they're doing and they want your tax money. And here they got, more funding and common school funding loans. They're getting money, guys. Oh, they're getting it. Where's it going? Now, for transportation cost, here's the thing. They were going to give free school busing, but once I made a ruckus, they kind of changed that idea and said, oh, the city will foot that bill. Because, when the city gives the school money, somebody's still got to foot that bill, and it's not going to be the city ultimately. It's our taxpayer money. Now, as far as the Chromebooks, let's address that. As I've said, this is technology. Loaning. That's what they've got. There's another. And that's what they got total. And if you look, it's what? Yes. So they got quite a bit of money for technology. So why are we having to pay for more Chromebooks? But if I remember correctly, it was said by Mr. Cripliver that we bought a lot of security cameras. And while they say it's not, the referendum's not supported by tax money. And I'm sorry, what? He said what right here? What did he say? It's supported through local property taxes. It's a funny thing. It's either they tell the truth or they don't want to, but they don't want to tell the full truth and be fully transparent, which I'll get to that in a moment. Or they want to give you a half-truth or omit information to make it look like they're victims when really they've gotten the money. They've blamed the state, they blamed the taxpayers, but the kids will suffer and they're leveraging the kids as an excuse. They need to stop that because let me tell you something. They've gotten the money. They've screwed it up. And then they try to blame, not only have in their paperwork for the Department of Local Government Finance, or I should say the State Board of Accounts, those audit reports show that they blamed and allowed the sponsors and the teachers and the coaches they're the ones who didn't know what we were doing. So they eventually, let those people go. But here it says that the state's not properly funding education. Sorry, this was also an excuse of a district in which I grew up in. For 30 or 40 years plus, the schools kept telling the parents, we're not getting the funding, the state's not giving us the money, we're not getting the grants, we're not getting the loans. You know what happened when the state came out? The state came out, showed everybody who signed for the money, how it got spent, where it went, and how much they got of when. Ooh, parents were mad. And I'm going to guarantee you, if you do that here, I'm going to guarantee you're going to find that they've gotten the money. But they don't know where it's going, as they've admitted in their audit reports. But noting several surrounding schools and districts with current referendums in place. Now, I want to address this. Because this specifically, well, they tried to use this as one of their ploys to fearmonger people and try to accept the fact that referendums were just a normal thing. Now, on this school, it says, what? Your property taxes won't go up. I've already proved that wrong. But if you can see here, all of these schools right here, and then some, have referendums. And I want to make it very crystal clear. While it seems like it's very normal, for some districts in some areas, yes, because they are very, there's some things going on. And I went and I read a lot of these State Board of Account reports. Every school that was on here had a problem, said, you know what? We goofed. We screwed up. We didn't know about that. We're going to fix that. And the state found them to be in compliance afterwards. Our district, our school, is the only school district who still has yet to go, you know what? Thank you for catching our screw up. We can undo these. But what did they say? This is what our school district says. Unfortunately, we haven't successfully attempted to true up any balances after entering the correct entries. So on one aspect, their books say, yeah, our stuff's correct. When they put it into the computer system, the state says that they're wrong. Wrong. I don't think so. Seems to me like something's really fishy here. And no, in all those other districts, even our neighbors over here at River Forest, they even openly admitted, said, oh, we goofed. We're sorry. We're so glad you caught it. Thank you. We can now true these things up. Our district is the only district where the administrators have not admitted there are a lot of screw-ups with finances, and they've asked the state to help us fix it, even though the state has tools and resources and things to implement to stop it and prevent it. They actually didn't, and it shows in all the audits. So yeah, while there's a lot of surrounding school districts with referendums, and a lot of those referendums are like 10 cents on the $100, or the one I think was like 21 cents, 22 cents, or something like that on the $100. Ours is 54 cents. Okay, and if you're using the school calculator, referendum calculator, it's wrong. When you use the Indiana referendum calculator, you're going to find out that, like for me, I place my paperwork in, and they're going to be getting about $3,000, if you see, $3,032 from us, and annually is going to be about another $400. So when they sit there and they go, well, no, it's not going to jack your taxes. No, it ain't going to do this. Sorry, but our taxes have already been raised. Okay, it's already happened. It's already went up. Now, the other thing about this is, a couple of months ago, the assessors walked around and started over-assessing houses by $30,000 to $40,000. Some of them even $50,000. So when the assessor comes out, they're over-assessing your home. They're trying to say, yeah, you guys have the money because we over-assessed your house. And now they're trying to prove that, well, yeah, the people got the money. They can afford the referendum. No. Stop. No, we can't. We're already hurting. We're already struggling. And you're just trying to lie and schmooze everybody over and omit informations. And these are all facts, folks. Now, here it says that it's nothing that Lake Station Schools is doing wrong and nothing in regards to finances, budgeting, and mismanagement of funds. Now, I hate to tell you this. If you go on a State Board of Accounts, as some of the documentation I've showed you, it very crystally shows you the budgeting, the mismanagement, and the funding, and something's not right. But don't take my word on it. Go on the State Board of Accounts. Go look up audit reports. Go type in Lake Station Schools and Lake Station in Lake County, and you're going to find the audit reports. And if you want to, look up all the other school districts that do have referendums, and you'll find that they admitted it. We are the only district that did not admit that we had a problem. We screwed up funds. We don't know where it's at, and can you please help us? We didn't do that. But stay with me for this next little portion, is the hundreds of millions of dollars our taxpayer money should be going to private schools. I'm going to address that when I get back. I'm the Lake Station Strong Towns community advocate and educator. And hopefully I've educated you a little bit, because if you dig in the paperwork, it's all there, people. And it's open to public access. You should all be able to see this. And so be the change you want to be the change you want to see. Challenge the status quo, because if you don't, you never know what you could change. You could achieve on your own or together as a group and as a community. I'm going to address also the transparency that Mr. T was constantly going over. Oh, we're very I love the transparency. What they showed everybody was not transparent. There's no accountability. It is not there, folks, and I will go through that in my next video.